with Dr. Red from the Red River Health and Wellness Clinic. He is a chiropractic physician. We've talked about low thyroid on the show before, but there are ways that you could still have low thyroid even if you are on hormones.
Yeah, there's ways you could have all the low thyroid symptoms even if you're on hormones or you think your labs are normal. And this is it.
This is it. What are the symptoms of low thyroid?
Okay, so the most common symptoms will be depression, fatigue, weight gain, brain fog, intestinal problems. Other signs of autoimmune conditions can be triggered by this. I mean, there's lots of different symptoms.
But I think a lot of people watching at home would say, I have 1 or 3 of those symptoms right now.
For sure. And there's tons of people that go and get their labs done, and they say that they're normal, and they're like, what in the world is going on with me?
What's happening?
Here are the top 5 reasons. This will be kind of a different segment, but
I love this because I'm a visual learner, so this is going to work out for me. Thank you.
There you go.
You're an artist as well.
There you go. So the first one's an underconversion problem. You have what's called a T4 hormone, which is an inactive thyroid hormone. Most of what your thyroid produces is that inactive thyroid hormone, and so it has to convert it into T3 hormones. The problem is that people don't convert it into active T3 hormones like they should, and they can still have symptoms.
And how do you convert it?
Well, here's the problem is 60% of the conversion process takes place in the liver, 20% of the conversion process takes place in the intestinal tract, and then peripheral tissues.
Okay.
And the hormone that helps it convert into all 3 areas is cortisol, which is your stress hormone. And so a lot of people will have adrenal or liver dysfunction, end up having underconversion issues, but if they just do like a TSH test, it might not come back positive.
Okay. So then there's also protein binding
problems. Yeah. So this is where we have what's called a T3 uptake. If this is low, then you'll have this protein binding problem, which will cause thyroid symptoms. The cause of this is high estrogen. Has nothing to do with your thyroid. So if somebody has high estrogen, it can cause a protein binding problem.
All right, and you definitely have to test for that, right?
Yeah.
To see,
and
then you can fix
test.
it.
Yep, it's an easy test. Okay. You do a T3 uptake test through the lab, and it's pretty simple.
All right,
the next one is the reverse T3. If reverse T3 is high, this will actually bind onto receptor sites that thyroid hormones would bind onto. And so it will still away the thyroid hormone receptor sites so that you can't have the active thyroid hormones binding onto your receptor sites, and that causes a lot of different symptoms and problems too. You just check for reverse T3. Now the thing that causes this to increase is cortisol defects, stress, and inflammation.
Stress is a big issue.
Huge issue.
Stress is a problem.
It causes so many problems in our body.
It does, but things that can be fixed.
And there's tons of things that we can do to help stress patterns and help improve adrenal gland dysfunction and stress.
You never seem stressed, I swear. You never, ever seem stressed.
I'm constantly trying to improve the adrenal glands.
Right, okay, so Hashimoto's, we always see you on the delightful Channel 4 talking about it.
Largest, most common thing that causes thyroid symptoms, even if you're on thyroid hormones. This is an autoimmune condition. If you have this causes a slew of systemic problems and symptoms, and this can just create lots of different things.
It really is a mess.
We had our previous segment with the celiac disease.
Yes.
It's really common to have both.
Okay, and then the last one, metabolic
This
syndrome.
one has nothing to do with the thyroid. This is actually due to blood sugar imbalances. So people with like insulin resistance and different things like that will actually cause the same symptoms of low thyroid, and yet it's not a thyroid problem. It's actually a blood sugar related problem.
Okay, I love our PowerPoint presentation right here. Dr. Red, you're fabulous. You do need to get in there. He does free consultations, and there's South Jordan and St. George, Red River Health and Wellness.com, and you can get his fabulous book, The Truth.
Yeah.
The Truth.
#1 on Amazon.
#1.
Yeah, for low thyroid.
Dr.
Great.
Red, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.